I spoke to you, we were waiting for the album to come out. So it's been a while.
Oh yeah.
Were you happy with the reception?
Yeah, he got album of the year and he's doing well. I can't really complain. I'm very fond of it. But my heart now is doing the 2012 recording, which is what we're doing at the moment. And it's, I predicted the heaviest Killing Joke album we've ever done. So I'm very excited. And it's good to be sort of, as I get to this graceful age, to increasing the workload as I get older, which is my intention. I don't want an easy time. And what can I say? Being with these guys, who I think exemplify what a band should be. They're my best friends. We work together as a unit, and we've survived 33 years, which, when you consider a lifespan of a band is between 2 and 3 years, well, it's not easy keeping a band together, as I'm sure many bands realise, and we've managed to survive into our 33rd year, and that means basically the band has outlasted all our marriages together.
There's something about marriages and rock and roll that doesn't really go together.
I know. I mean, look at me. I mean, I got divorced 5 years ago, 7 years ago, and now I'm living with my ex-wife again. So I get my money back.
And you are touring with your ex-bandmates again, your original lineup.
The original lineup, yeah, since 2008. Well, what happened was actually the original drummer joined us. It was the same people. It was just one extra person joined us in 2008. But then that was the original lineup. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
As you mentioned earlier, you won quite some awards with this album. So Killing Joke was so anti-establishment, and you got classic rock, and you've got Metal Hammer, and you've got One Virgin of France.
Yeah.
How does it feel actually being recognised?
A night. Yeah, it's a long way from breaking and entering into chemists. But yeah, it's been an incredible journey. I mean, considering that everybody in the band, we don't even have an exam between us. And I mean, I left school at 14, and I conduct for the world's greatest orchestras, and 3 of the band are professors, and we've got 2 architects in the band, and nobody's got a single exam, is what I'm trying to say, and everyone's done really, really well. One of the band works with David Rockefeller, looks after his art collection, and we've managed to achieve everything without going the conventional route, which I like to think would hearten some young people when they're at school and they haven't got any high school exams and they're already being deemed by society as useless, unfit, and of no economic worth. You know, there is another way, and the way is to self-educate. It's your duty to educate yourself. You can basically learn anything. I mean, from the age of 21 to the age of 30, I basically used what little money I made from Killing Joke, and I went and studied again. I studied all that time intensely, orchestration, and then by the time I was 30, I had another career. And so these 2 careers, these 2 universes, because they're so different, this compared to classical music, sort of, they're 2 parallel universes that I find myself in, and it's, I'm amazed. I never thought any of this would happen.
Do you think, about self-educating, do you think it prepares you for life more than actually going to school and university or that?
And you don't get a big bill at the end of it. I think if you got a round the world ticket and you went really slow around the world over a period of about a year or 2 years, you learn more in that time than going to any scholastic establishment. It depends on the type of person you are. There's different types of intelligences, and most of our educational establishments are geared towards an academic intelligence, a cerebral intelligence, which is the ability to absorb loads of information and then regurgitate it in an exam or something like this. But there's creative intelligence, emotional intelligence as well, and And I guess we've gone down this path. There weren't any schools to cater for people like us, and so you know, rock music. Well, Killing Joke has been, I've said it so many times, but my entire university, as it has from my colleagues, you know, and it's a great way to learn about life. It really is a great way to learn. I can't think of a. I'm glad. I'm very happy with the decisions I've made in life. And yeah, I've been lucky, considering 1 in 100 is successful in the industry. 1 out of every 100. And when you consider that 1 in every 8 rock musicians dies before they're the age of 35, so it's got a higher rate of mortality than going being sent to Afghanistan as a soldier. So, like I say, I'm grateful.
Now that you mentioned Afghanistan, are you gonna buy the News of the World this summer?
I won't be in the country.
Have you heard your scandal?
Nothing surprises me there, you know, I mean, you know, I think it's been good, this scandal, because what it's doing is impressing upon the bulk of the population that politicians don't really control anything. They're just hired hitmen for larger forces, like international banking, like people like Mr. Murdoch, you know, billionaires and trillionaires, and basically politicians do their bidding. And whether this is acceptable or not, I don't know. I think in this age of transparency, where you've got things like WikiLeaks, and then somebody in the Shell Corporation printed everybody's names and addresses that worked in Shell, you've got this culture now of transparency that's hidden everywhere, and I think it's a good thing because it's waking the people of the world up to what's really going on.
Okay, let's go back to Killing Joke. So, what's happening next summer in 2012? There's a new recording.
Yeah, we're on it now, and it will be released in 2012 at the same time as the movie, which has been shot over the last sort of 7-8 years. I've been working on that with Sean, and that should be ready for next year. It's 2.5 hours long, and that's a lot of laughs. So we'll be releasing that and at the same time. So it should be a bumper year.
And you were mentioning a concert in New Zealand as well?
Yeah, I want to play Great Barrier Island on the 21st of December 2012. That's the aim.
What 21st of December?
Because that's the date where they believe we go out of one age into another age, and nobody knows really what's going to happen. What do I think is going to happen? Well, I've got a good idea of what I think is going to happen. I hope it won't happen. I hope my idea is all completely wrong. But just the fact that the magnetic North Pole, which is meant to move at a rate of 2 inches every 10 years, is moving at a rate of 100 miles a year and has left Canada, and the magnetic pole is hurtling towards Siberia. What I think might happen, the nightmare scenario, is that we have what's known as a complete pole shift, where the magnetic pole flips, and that means the Earth will cease to go round this way and it will stop, and then it will start to go around the other way. And what happens when this happens is Earth displacement. If you can imagine a carpet with loads of rocks going underneath it, that's Earth displacement. If you can imagine 1 mile high tidal waves, this would be the outcome. If that is, if that, God forbid, should happen, there'll possibly be 2 places that are safe in the world to go to, and those would be Nepal, high up in the mountains, or South America in the Andes.
Where are you going to go?
Me, I don't look at life like that. I believe that one's fate and destiny is pretty much sealed and set. So when your time's up, your time's up. The most important thing to me is to complete the things that I've got to do in this life. You know? We have to change our set round depending on the festivals we play, because this is kind of a pretty high energy event, and we don't play just festivals like Sonisphere, which is metal based, as it were. We play sort of all these different festivals where it's a lot more eclectic, and so we kind of change our set round depending on which festival it is. There's not many bands that can get invited to so many different genres. You know, one day we do a metal festival like this, and next thing it'll be a goth festival, and next thing it'll be an indie festival, and so it's changing all the time, and we change the set accordingly. But you know, there's always a big argument about what we're going to play an hour before we go on stage, so I can't really say.
Well, I'll be there on series.
No, it's just that I feel all the members of Killing Joke have every resolve to keep touring and keep playing until there's no more world to play in. You know? I think that we give a sense of comfort in a way to people in this unpredictable time, in a strange way. And certainly the music gives me a lot of inner comfort, something spiritual about it. And while Killing Joke, being in Killing Joke is a devotional thing, it's not about the money, it's about the lifestyle and the people who make up the whole thing. You know. So yeah, you see before you a very happy and contented man.
Yeah, you look happy and content. And it's been a good year. Are you going to stay for the rest of the weekend, or you just?
Of course not. My favourite place in England. My favourite place in England is Heathrow.
Is it?
On the way out.
Oh, and seeing the clouds, leaving the clouds behind.
Yeah, I live in Switzerland this time of year.
Okay.
Because I don't pay rent there. Since 2008, I decided the only way for me to get out of, because I only ever have £2,000 in the bank at any one time, in spite of what people think. The only way for me to survive is was to cut out all overheads, like rent. So since 2008, I've been living rent free. It's lucky because an orchestra in one city gives me a free flat, and then I've got a place to stay in Switzerland. If I don't pay rent for, I just pay electricity. And then my place in New Zealand, well, I own that, so I managed to get to the point where I've got no rent. And then the rest of the time, I literally change where I'm living every 70 days, approximately. I move location.
I'll make sure I know where you are in New Zealand. And,
easy to find me there because it's one island called Great Barrier Island, and everybody knows me.
Okay, can I stay rent free from there?
You can. It's called a tent.
Okay.
But it's nice weather.
That's cool. But,